Good morning, everyone. I am Desran Gamboa, and I'm the first reporter from Group 1. I'll be discussing finance and business, and also the half of the goal of the firm, where Adeline Guerrero will continue later on. So the outline of my discussion is, first, what is finance, and how does the personal level of finance differ from the business context? What is managerial finance? What is a financial manager? And the three legal forms of business organizations: the sole proprietorship, partnership, and corporations. To start with, what do we really mean by finance? As we can see, finance is defined as the science and art of managing money, also the management, creation, and the study of money and investment. So, bakit nga ba? Sa personal level of finance, ito yung decision ng individual kung paano nila i-spend ang kanilang earnings, kung magkano ang kanilang isa-save, and kung ano yung way ng kanilang pag-invest ng kanilang savings. Example is, you are an employee of a supermarket, and as an employee, you will receive a salary, and kung paano mo i-spend at i-save or i-invest ang salary na yon is what we call finance. So bakit finance? Babalik lang naman tayo sa meaning niya, which is the science and art of managing your money. And sa business context naman ng finance, it involves yung same types of decisions kagaya nung sa personal level. Kung paano i-grow ng mga firms ang kanilang money from their investors, at kung paano i-invest ng mga firms ang kanilang money to earn a profit. So, given those, I'd say finance is everywhere kasi if we study the techniques of good financial analysis, hindi lang to makakatulong to make better financial decisions as a consumer or what. Makakatulong din ito para maintindihan yung mga financial consequences na importante sa business decisions that we will face no matter kung ano man yung career path na ifa-follow natin. Kasi money is always present, and it's only on how you will manage it despite of your career. Next is financial services. So financial services, it is the area of finance concerned with the design and delivery of advice and financial products. So to whom? Para kanino nga ba yung design, advice, and the delivery of financial products? So ito is para sa mga individuals, businesses, and also sa government. Ang mga financial products na sinasabi dito are yung mga actual goods, accounts, same as investments. So yung mga financial services naman, as it is services, activities such as yung banking, investing. So bakit nga ba importante itong mga financial services na ito? In my own understanding kasi, importante itong financial services kasi the presence of financial institutions itself is nagpo-promote ng mga investment, production, savings, at marami pang iba na nag-enable sa mga country to improve its economic condition. Next naman tayo is managerial finance. It is concerned with the duties of the financial manager working in a business. But what are financial managers? So, financial managers are the ones na nag-administer sa mga financial matters of all types of businesses. Businesses na mapa-private man yan, public, malaking business or small one, or pwede ring mga business na non-for-profit, and yung mga business na nagsisik for profit. So, ang mga financial managers is marami silang mga trabaho. They develop financial plan or budget, nag-extend ng credit sa mga customers, nag-evaluate din sila ng mga proposed large expenditures sa isang firm. Also, ginagawa rin nila is nagre-raise din sila ng money to fund yung mga operations ng isang firm. So, in short, ang managerial finance are duties ng isang financial manager. Let's proceed naman sa legal forms of business organizations. So these are the sole proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. I assume na all of us have a basic knowledge regarding these matters. So first, sole proprietorship. Sa sole proprietorship, as we all know, it is a business owned by only one person. Kasi nga from the word itself, sole, which means alone, the owner, he or she operates the business for his or her own profit. Sa kanya lang yung profit na magigain niya sa kanyang business. And this is also known as the most common type of business kasi nga it is easy to form or build. Ang owner or proprietor din is he or she increases yung kanyang capital from personal resources or pwede rin siyang humiram from other people pero kailangan niya ring bayaran yon. He or she is also responsible sa lahat ng mga business decisions. Ang strength ng business na to is, as I said earlier, yung owner is he or she will receive all of the profit. And ang ganitong type ng business is it fits sa mga independent people na gustong mag-build ng kanilang business of their own. Pero meron pa ring weakness ang ganitong kind of business. So they can only give short-run career opportunities if sa kanilang mga magiging worker kung meron man or employee. Same as yung owner then has unlimited liability where yung mga creditors niya is they have the right to make claims against sa personal assets ng may-ari or ng owner. Bakit nga ba sa personal assets ng owner? Kasi nga, as I've said earlier na naman na ang proprietor is he or she increases capital from personal resources. So, doon babawi yung mga creditors na pwede silang mag-claim sa personal asset ng owner ng sole proprietorship. Lastly, sole proprietorship has limited fundraising power. So, connected din to sa proprietorship increases capital from personal resources. Kasi mag-isa lang siya, hindi ganon kalaki yung fund na kaya niyang ilabas para sa business and may tendency na mag-borrow ng fund at first to support the business. So, limited lang yung fundraising power niya kasi nga mag-isa lang siya na may-ari ng business. So, next is partnership. A partnership, it consists of two or more owners doing business together for profit, and there's a need to have a written contract known as the Articles of Partnership para ma-formally establish ang ganitong kind of business. Ang strength naman ng business na to is the decision making is better because there are more brain power available and managerial skills for the business to run more smoothly. A partnership also can raise more funds than the sole proprietorship kasi nga more partners, more capital. Pero as one enters into a partnership, he or she loses yung authority to make decisions on her own or on his own. Kasi kailangan na niyang isipin na meron na siyang mga ka-business partners or kasama sa isang business and hindi lang yung idea niya yung dapat na sundin. Sa partnership then, it is dissolved when a partner dies. Lastly, on the legal forms of business organizations is the corporation. A corporation is an entity created by law. Created by law kasi ang corporation, it is treated as a legal person. Kung saan ang corporation, it has the authority to sue or to be sued, but different siya sa kanyang stockholders or owners. Again, why? Because the legal independence of the corporation, it prevents yung mga owners to be personally liable for its corporate debts. A corporation also has a long life of firm and it can hire financial managers na makatutulong sa mga financial matters ng isang firm. And through that, a corporation has a better access sa financing. Pero ang corporation it is more expensive to organize compared sa sole proprietorship and a partnership. Ang owner ng corporation are its stockholders, while ang board of directors is typically sila yung responsible sa pag-approve ng strategic goals and plans, nagseset ng general policy, and they also guide corporate affairs and approve major expenditures. Most importantly, ang board din ang nagde-decide when to hire or fire top managers. Ang stockholders or ang owners, they are rewarded or paid back by receiving dividends sa firm's profits. It is by realizing gains through sa pag-increase ng share price. But stockholders are paid last. Mauna muna ang mga employees, suppliers, tax authorities, and lenders sa pag-receive what they are owed. If yung firm is hindi nag-generate ng enough cash to pay everyone else, walang may iwan sa mga stockholders. So, bakit nga ba important ang managerial finance? Why is managerial finance important? It is important to study managerial finance because it is a vital part of business management. It contributes significantly sa mga decision-making process and the productivity of an organization. And based naman sa personal life, if iba yung career na tinahak mo, if you have the basic knowledge of managerial finance, there is a tendency for you to still succeed on how you will handle your own money. Now, let's go to the goal of the firm. The outline is first, maximize shareholder wealth, profit maximization, wherein under profit maximization, there is timing, cash flows, and risk. Stakeholders and the role of business ethics. The goal of the firm. So maximize shareholder wealth. This is the primary goal of the firm. Shareholders' wealth is represented by the market price per share of the firm's common stock. Ang common stock it gives voting rights, a security that represents ownership sa isang corporation, which in turn, it is reflected by the firm's investment, financing, and asset management decisions. Ang mga firms, they explore or find ways on how to increase their wealth It is by being profitable and pag-i-invest ng kanilang cash smartly. Ang basic procedures and techniques ng organizations to increase their wealth is they are organizing their credit. Also, they put resources into land or other ventures and they boost stock costs. Boosting shareholders' wealth is usually the most significant objective ng isang organization. A successful manager will be more thoughtful towards the essential methods for benefit generation inside an organization. Ang example of maximizing shareholder wealth is the Coca-Cola Company. The Coca-Cola Company, they bring in cash by keeping up their incredible brand name. So, brand name pa lang, kaya nang i-boost ang kanilang shareholder wealth. And also by producing pleasant customer product. To enhance more ang shareholders' wealth ng Coca-Cola Company, they should initially keep up the status of its brand and the production of its product. They should satisfy the demands of its market because this is the real deal. If customers, suppliers, employees, and yung mga taong involved sa isang firm, they are not happy with the products and on what is happening inside the firm, it is impossible for the managers to make their shareholders rich. Lastly, on my discussion is the profit maximization. Profit maximization as the goal of the firm to maximize the wealth of the shareholders, but thus profit maximization lead to the highest possible share price, which share price is the amount it would cost to buy one share in a company. Again, thus profit maximization lead to the highest possible share price. The answer to this question is frequently no. And dito napapasok ang tatlo: timing, cash flows, and risk. First is timing. Timing is very important. Ang investment that provides lower profit in the short run may be preferable to one that earns a higher profit in the long run. Or in returns, ang receipt of funds sooner rather than later is preferred. An example is this one. Finn is a financial manager of G1 company and he's choosing between two investments, si I2 and I3. In the table, we can see na ang total earnings per share if nag-invest kay I3 is higher than I2. But if we assess, makikita natin na mas mataas ang earnings per share kay I2 sa year 1 pa lang and it will provide larger returns if nire-invest ito for future earnings. So as a financial manager, timing is very important in terms of investing. The second one is cash flow. So profits and cash flows are not identical. Ang profit na nire-report ng isang firm is simply yung estimate of how it is doing. An estimate that is influenced by many different accounting choices that a firm make when assembling their financial reports. Ang cash flow is the more straightforward measure of money flowing into and out of the company. So companies, they have to pay their bills with cash, not with earnings. So cash flow is what matters most to financial managers. Lastly, in profit maximization, risk matters a great deal. It is defined in financial terms as the chance that an outcome or investment's actual gains will differ from expected outcome or return. So in general, as investment risk rise, investors seek higher returns to compensate themselves for taking such risks. An example of this is, let's think about the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella. The primary responsibilities of a CEO includes making major corporate decisions, and they also manage the overall operations and resources of a company. So if Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, took a leave of absence to battle a serious health issue, as a return or as a result of his absence, the firm's stock will suffer or it will suffer. So, may chance na ang firm will lack of near-term leadership that could result in reduced cash flows. In turn, ang investors, they will expect to earn higher returns on riskier investments, but they will accept lower returns on relatively safe investments. Safe investments if Satya Nadella is present sa company to make the major corporate decisions and not to risk the company. So, risk matters a great deal in profit maximization and in maximizing the shareholder wealth. So this is the end of my report. Thank you everyone for listening.